Now, in this lecture, we are going to create a comparison program. So basically, a comparison program is just a program that will accept two numbers from the user and then decide the relationship between the numbers, whether the numbers are equal, or one number is greater than the other, or one number is less than the other. So basically, tell us three a relationship between the numbers, whether they are equal, less than, or greater than one. One is greater than the other, or one is less than the other, or they are even equal. Okay, or they are less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So we know those relationship and equality operators that we have in mathematics. So we are going to implement them in this very program. So as usual, I'm going to save the file. So I'm going to navigate to my desktop and then C and then lecture where we have been saving our program. So I'm going to name it as comparison.c. So comparison.c, and then I'm going to now save it. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to write a comment. So the name of the program, comparison.c. All right, so comparison.c. All right, so now the next thing that I'm going to do now, I'm going to declare import my libraries. So import libraries. So import libraries. Then now, so also in this program, we are going to make use of the basic library that almost every program use, and that we have been importing in our previous programs. So it's going to be the standard input-output library. So I'm going to include stdio.h. So stdio.h. So, and then this is a library for input-output, for input and output. So for input and output. All right, so next thing, I'm going to declare function main. So function main begin program execution. So function main begins program execution. Begins program execution. All right, so function main, so we know what function main does. It begins program execution. Every C program should have a function main. All right, so I'm going to declare it int, which is the return type, and then main, which is the name of the function, and then the parentheses where I'm going to input parameters. And we know that the parameter that function main use is void. Okay, so just a little space, void. All right, so this is not Python, so let me do our with the colon. Now it is of a brace, so this is C, not Python. All right, so we put a brace. So we have int, which is the return type for this particular function main, and then we are writing the parameter as void, meaning that this void means nothing. So this is just an empty parameter. All right, so now the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to declare variable. So let me see, variables declaration, or declare variable. So declare variables. So I'm going to declare variables. So we are asking the user to input two numbers. So let's have first number and second number, just as we did in the arithmetic program in the last lecture. So I'm going to have int first number, and then int second number, right? So we have performed variables declaration. Now we need to proceed with variables initialization. Now initialization means giving value to our variables for the first time. So here we are going to initialize our variables, and we are going to initialize the variables by getting the value of the variables from the user, and then make the values available to the variables. So we are going to so now ask for input from the user. So ask for input. So I'm going to print format, and then statement terminator, and then we are going to ask the user enter the first number. So enter the first number. So we're going to prompt the user to enter the first number, and then it's going to enter the first number. Now we are going to accept the number. So accept the number. So we're going to accept the number using scanf function. So scanf function to now accept the number, so just as we did before. And then we have declared the first number and the second number as integers. So let us so we are going to make use of all right, so we make use of string format, this symbol percentage, and then d denoting decimal integer. Okay, now we point to the variable location where we want to store this number. So scanf and then first number. So as we have already explained, this symbol and then the combination of this ampersand and then the variable name in the last lecture. All right, so now we have done with the first number, and now let's proceed with the second number. So I'm just going to copy this because it is basically the same thing, and then I'm going to now paste it here. All right, so we are going to now let's since we are asking for integers, what if the user enter a floating point number? So let us be more explicit in what we do. Instead of asking the user to enter the first number, let us ask him to enter the first integer. So enter the first integer. So enter the first integer, enter the second integer, the second integer. All right, so okay, or preferably we can make them float, because float has a wider scope than integer. So an integer can be contained within a floating point number, only that is going to be the number is going to be a decimal fraction is going to be attached to the integer, even if the user enter an integer. So but we are more safer that way. So instead of integer, let us make it a float. So enter the second number. So we can just leave our program as enter the second number, and also here enter the first number. Enter the first number, and then I'm going to go back here, and then instead of declaring it integer, to declare it as float. Also likewise here, I'm going to declare it as float. So let me save it, and then let us proceed. So I'm going to enter the first number. Okay, here we are going to enter the second number. So let me change the variable name here to second number. So second number. All right, so perfect. So now our program, we have to perform variable declaration and variable initialization. So now our program has the value of those variables that we have previously declared. So now we can begin making the comparison between the first number and see whether they are equal, they are greater than, and etc. All right, so now let's see. Now and to do that, we are going to make use of what we call control structure. And in the next lecture, we are going to see more of these control structures. And among this control structure is what we call a selection control structure. Now, selection control structure will now test a condition, and if the condition, depending on whether the test evaluated true or false, then a certain statement will be executed. So it's going to first of all test a condition, and if the condition evaluated true, then a certain statement may be executed or may not be executed. Okay, so let's see this selection control structure in action. And there are types. We have a single control structure, we have a double control structure, and then we have multiple control structure. And then we are going to see more of this single control structure, double and multiple in the next lecture. But in this lecture, we are going to make use of the if single control structure. Okay, so now I'm going to make use of if, and this is the syntax if. And then we have the condition. So we have if, and then we have a condition within a parenthesis. So now we want to ask if first number. Now if first number is equal to second number, So now we have the condition. Now if this condition evaluated true, that means that the first number is equal to the second number. Then we want some little action to be taken. We want some statement to be executed. And what we want the statement to be executed is just to print out a statement telling the user that these numbers are equal. So we can now print that the numbers are equal. The numbers, or we can even print out the numbers by saying %d is equal to, and then the second number. All right. Okay. So we declare the numbers as float. So let me go back here and also modify this. F for floating point, and also here for floating point. So also here we are going to make use of percentage %f for floating point format control string, percentage, and then f for format control string. Okay, so and then here we are going to write the value of the numbers. Okay, so f is equal first number is equal to second number. So I'm going to first number and then comma followed by second number. All right, so when the program is executing, when it comes to this will be replaced just like a placeholder. So this is basically a placeholder for the first number. So the value of the first number is actually going to be printed out here. Also here, the value of this particular variable second number is going to be replaced by this percentage %f. But this is just telling the compiler that what is going to be put in place of this is a floating point number. That is why we remove the percentage %d and put percentage %f. Percentage %f standing for floating point number. All right, so now we'll move to the next condition that we are going to test. All right, so next we are going to test. Okay, and also we can make use of comment here to generate this is end if. Okay, so next now we are going to now test if the numbers one number is greater than the other number. So if first number, make use of a space, paste number, sorry, so we have if first number is greater than second number. So second number, so if first number is greater than the second number, we also want some statement to be executed, and the statement that we want to be executed is just print f that first number is greater than the second number. So we have this, and then we are going to print first number, okay, sorry, so the f is greater than and then percentage f. Okay, and then put a comma, and then so we have first number, second number. All right, perfect. So now we proceed. So we have tested just like in the first condition that we have tested, we have created here. Also here we are testing if. We have if, then we have condition. If now first number is greater than second number. Now if this condition is true, then the statement here is going to be executed. But if the condition here fails, that means if the condition is not true, is false, then this the statement under this brace, under the brace, we call this a brace, or an opening brace and a closing brace, and the statement under it will not be executed if this condition fails to evaluate true. That means that if the first number is not greater than the second number, then the statement here will not be executed. Then program execution will move to the next line, to the line number 39. Okay, so and line number 39 is just a white space. There is nothing in it. Okay, so a white space in programming language is just a line, an empty line, and we make use of white space to increase program readability. So instead of congesting all the code within one place, we make use of a white space. We put spaces just as line number 26, line number 25, line number 26. We have this line number 33, we have a space, so just to increase program readability. So we call those white space, we refer to them as white space, and the compiler will ignore them just as it ignores a comment. Okay, so now we proceed. Okay, I can also add a comment here. I can say end if. All right, so let's proceed. Also now the next condition, we're going to test the next condition now. If first number is greater than or equals to second number. So what do we want to happen in such a condition? Evaluated true. If such condition evaluated true, we want to print out a statement telling the user that first number is greater than or equals to second number. So we have is greater than or equal to, and then f. Okay, so just as we have seen it before, so this is a format control string for a floating point number, and just acting as a placeholder is going to be replaced by something that we are going to add after the comma here, and what we are going to put is the first number, comma, second number. So this is a placeholder, is going to be replaced by this, and also this percentage f format control string is going to be replaced by the second number here. All right, and then now we can come here and say and if okay, let me save my program. All right, so next we proceed again. Then we have if now first number. Now we have test greater than, now let's say less than, so it's less than second number. So if this condition is true, then we are going to now also print out a statement, print f, and then we are going to print that okay, is less than percentage format control string floating point and then a comma. Then we are going to put first number just as we did before. So first number and then second number. Okay, so also here we can add a comment and if. So finally, and then we are going to test if okay, so first number okay, sorry, I put add a parenthesis. So if first number is now less than or equal to second number. So if this condition is true, then we have an opening brace, and then we are going to output the message that okay, so we have f that is greater than, no, is less than, is less than or equal to the second number. All right, so it's less than or equal to, and then percentage f for format control string for a floating point. All right, so now and then we are going to also put the first number and then followed by second number. All right, okay, so we forgot to add one more condition that is here. I think it's more appropriate to add it beside the equality sign. What if the numbers are not equal to the other? Okay, we also want to output that the numbers are not equal to. So let me add here if first number. Now for inequality, we make use of this exclamation mark and then equal sign. So if the first number is not equal to second number, okay, second number, then we want to also print out a message that okay, first number is not equal to, and then we have percentage f, okay, then we are going to put first number followed by second number, okay, and then we save. All right, so now our program as it is, we have completed this program. Now okay, let me also add here and main, okay, and function main, and function main. So let me add and function main. All right, so now we have successfully written the code. Now we are going to go to the terminal and then compile it and then run it, and then if there's any error, then we'll come back and fix the error. So I'm going to open the terminal here. Let me minimize this. Okay, so I'm going to now navigate to the directory where we have this file. So let me clear the screen, cd desktop, okay, cd desktop, c, and then lectures. Okay, clear the screen. Okay, and then now we are going to compile it with Gcc Compiler. So Gcc, the name of our program is comparison program.c, and then we want to output it as comparison. Comparison without the .c extension. So we are making it of Gcc, and then which is a compiler that compiles C code into executable. So we want to compile it from source code into an executable file. So, and then this is comparison.c, which is the name of the file that we created in our Sublime text editor. And then now we want to output it with the -o option. we want to output it as an executable file with the name comparison. So you can give it any name, but we are giving it the same name as we have created our the file containing our source code. So I'm going to press enter. Okay, so we have an error as we can see expected. So we forgot to add a statement terminator in line number 43. So I'm going to go back to line 43 and then rectify the error. So we forgot to add a statement terminator, line number 43. Okay, line number after putting the print statement, there's no statement terminator. So let me save it, and then I'll go back to the compiler again, and then try attempt to compile this program again. Okay, perfect. As you can see, we have successfully compiled this program. So now we are going to ls, and then here, as you can now comparison, we have a new file comparison which is in green color, meaning it is executable. Then to run it, I'm going to put dot and then /, meaning this directory. I want to run a program within this directory, and then the name of the program is comparison. So I'm going to press enter. So enter the first number. So let me enter say 12, and then enter the second number. Let me enter 23, and then let's see the output. Okay, so as we can see the output, but the output is not user friendly. 12.00 is not equal to 23. Okay, so we can do better. We can improve this code. So let me go back and then see how we can improve this code. So before printing out whether the number is equal to or is not equal to, let us put a new line character, so that it's going to begin in a new line instead of everything being congested at the same line. So I'm going to put a escape sequence, as we have been doing before, for a new line character. So this is going to begin in a new line equal, and then also this is going to begin in a new line if they are equal, and then I'm going to go again down again. This is also going to begin in a new line if they are equal, and then let me also go down. Also this is going to begin in a new line if they are equal, and then okay, let's proceed down, and go down, and then also it's going to begin in a new line if they are equal, and then also we go down again. This is also going to begin in a new line if they are equal, and then we go down. Okay, so that is all. So let me go off here again, enter the first number. Okay, so here we are. So and then also the numbers, we just want to have we can approximate the numbers to 4 places of decimal. Okay, so instead of we can see, we'll go back to the terminal. You can see that they have been outputted in 1 2 3 4 5 6 in 6 places of decimal. So let's output it, which is more standard, in 4 places of decimal. So we can approximate the numbers to floating point at 4 places of decimal. So I can say dot 4. So I can just come here and then put a dot 4. So they're going to be rounded up. So this dot form is telling the computer to approximate the numbers to 4 places of decimal. That's also why we have dot 4. So it's going to round the numbers up to 4 places of decimal. That means 4 digits after the decimal point. Okay, so also I'll just come off here again, and then I'm going to put dot 4 also here. Dot 4. Okay, so let me go down again, also here dot 4, also here dot 4. Okay, so just go down. So I'm also come up here and put dot 4, and here and put dot 4. All right, so let's go down, and then also here dot 4. So we have here dot 4, we have here dot 4, and then we also have here dot 4. Okay, so let me save it, and then let me minimize this, and then let's all right, this is the new terminal. Let me close this terminal. Okay, so now let me clear the screen, and then let us recompile and then run the program. So let us now run the program and see. So enter the first number 12, enter the second number, let's say 23, and then let's see. So we have 12 is not equal to 23. 12.00 is less than 23.00, 12.00 is less than or equal to 23.00. Okay, so we can also make a cursor jump to the next line after printing this one finally out. So let me go back to the terminal again. So after this, we should also take the cursor to the next line. So let me save it, and then go back again, and then enter, recompile the code, and then run the program again and see. So we have entered the first number 12, enter the second number 23, and then so we can see it's more nicer this way. The output is more nicer than what we had previously. So we have entered first number 12, enter second number 23, and then we have 12 is not equal to 23.00. 12 is less than 23.00. 12.00 is less than or equal to 23.00, which is all correct. All right, so we meet in the next lecture.